Another kid that wanted to be at Notre Dame and chose that over some other options is Henry Garrity. Henry, thank you so much for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, so you are now you've made your decision a little while ago about the decision to choose the University of Notre Dame. Obviously, your dad went to school at Notre Dame, played basketball at Notre Dame. You've decided to blaze a path to Notre Dame as well. A little different sport, right? Than what your dad played. What was it? Because obviously, tell people kind of about your recruitment, because you weren't just some. Let's just say this: like, Henry Garrity is not a kid that is at Notre Dame because his dad went to Notre Dame. Henry Garrity is a good football player that brings value to Notre Dame, and he and I have chatted about this. He knows I believe this because I've told him this before. But this is a good football player. What was your recruitment like, and what was it that caused you to kind of, instead of maybe going down another path that maybe involved scholarship, maybe involved some different avenues, say, I want to go to Notre Dame and be part of the best tight end room in college football?
Yeah, so growing up, I was always a basketball kid, and basketball was always my main sport, especially in high school too. But I would say after my sophomore football season is kind of when I realized, like, in my heart and in my head, that, like, I really did enjoy playing football more, and even thought I was better at it and could be better at it. So, after my sophomore season, that's when I got serious about it and was serious about trying to get my name out there and go to different places to compete and just, try to get attention from colleges. And so the off season after sophomore year, I got a little bit of interest and attention from some schools, but I was very undersized at the time. Like, I really hadn't focused on putting the weight to be a college tight end yet. So it was a little quiet, but still some interest. And then that off season is when I kind of worked to get ready for my junior season, which was big. And then after my junior season, that's when I, started working even more, putting more weight on. And that's kind of when, stuff started to get hot. Was like I want to say January after my junior football season. And then, yeah.
Yep. I think people are going to see this. You definitely could go back and watch sophomore film, and you had a very similar Colt Kmet and Tyler Eifert are two kids who had very similar to your situations of growth too, as they were very skinny. They looked like wide receivers up until like their senior years, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's me too.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead,
Henry. Sorry, Henry. I was just going to ask, man, like, because I think it's an easy sell for Notre Dame and kind of the tight end factory that they've been able to, create over the years. I mean, we can go back to Dave Caspers of the world, Irv Smith seniors. More recently, Brian just mentioned Tyler Eifert and Cole Kmet, and obviously the best tight end in college football this past year, in my opinion, over the last couple of years. So how much of a sell was it just to be able to see Michael Mayer in person, right? See the impact he has in the game, and how much Notre Dame's offense does utilize the tight end in their offense?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. Like, even since I was like a little kid, the tight end position at Notre Dame has always been super, super elite. I remember kind of the first season I really tuned in was the 2012 season with Tyler Eifert, and I believe it was like Troy Nicholas who's the backup.
Yep.
And that's kind of when I fell in love with like Notre Dame football. So ever since then, it's been just I've been a diehard fan of it, and then now getting the chance to go be a part of it, I'm super, super excited for it, and to go be a part of that room and be able to become the best player I can be, and hopefully go out there and compete and carve out a role that impacts winning, and to a point where I can help this team win games and hopefully a national championship.
I mean, it's very
Henry, can I ask?
Yeah, go ahead, Rye. Sorry.
I was just going to say, Henry, can I ask, because a guy that we don't talk about a ton is Jared Parker, mostly because when he got hired, Notre Dame already had a 2023 commit and Cooper Flanagan already a part of the program, right?
So Jared Parker walked into a good situation. He had Michael Mayer on the team, and Cooper Flanagan already committed. So, yeah.
He had a very good tight end room, already had his 2023 commit in the class. So we didn't spend too much time talking about it from a recruiting and coaching perspective. But can you talk to me a little bit about just the relationships that you guys have built? And I mean, ultimately he had to sell a vision to you, right? About being part of the program.
Yeah. So I actually went to the Irish invasion camp. I think after so before my junior year, I went to that Irish invasion camp, and I believe the tight end coach was John McNulty, who I liked a lot, but still at the time I was like 200 pounds, 6'3", not built to play tight end at Notre Dame. But after I grew, and then they brought in Coach Parker, we went back to the same camp and just went in with the mentality of just gonna compete as hard as I can and go as hard as I can. And Coach Parker, coached me up, and even when I went out there to visit, spent a lot of time with me just watching film and kind of teaching me about kind of what goes on in the tight end room, and how he's going to develop everyone in that room, no matter if you're Michael Mayer or you're not playing that much. So that's something that attracted me to go be a part of his position room, and just the chance to really develop as a football player.
Well, and it's clear, Henry, that you take a lot of pride in your craft, because I'm seeing a lot of, just like quality execution of routes, attacking leverage, leaning guys with your top ends, things like that. Is that just kind of come over time? Is that something that was part of the work? To be a great football player, you've got to be someone who takes pride in your craft, and you do. Is that something you've just always wanted to do, or was that kind of I need to do this if I'm going to get where I want to get to?
I've played football since I was in third grade, and I always was more of like a skill position and kind of wide receiver. And then, as I just kind of grew, tight end became, just the position that I was able to fit into. But I just think, I've always had like not crazy hyper elite athleticism, but like a sneaky, shifty
Smooth
kind of athleticism. Yeah. And then just kind of since I got serious about football, really working on my feet and change of direction and all that stuff, it kind of just came with it. And in learning how defensive backs defend you, there's different ways and different coverages, and just knowing how the coverage works or the personnel you're going up against, you can kind of, find their weaknesses and take advantage of them.
So, we normally ask guys what they bring to the table, but what I've enjoyed about this conversation, Henry, is you've already done that. We've already talked so much about what you bring to the table. So, what are your goals, man? You look at making a decision like this, Henry. The reality is what a lot of people don't appreciate about guys like you, and we just had Jordan Faison and Luke Talich on as well, who are coming to Notre Dame as walk-ons, is you guys are turning down opportunities, whether it's at the Power 5 level, the FBS level, the FCS level, to where you could go somewhere and beat the guy. There are schools that are recruiting you where you would go and beat the guy, whatever level that may be. You literally chose the hardest path you could take by going to Notre Dame. And I don't think people appreciate that enough, especially in your situation, because you're not having to you're not getting a full rest cups. You have to kind of pay your own way. What was it that was there a time where you considered maybe going a different route, maybe going to a different way? And if so, what was it that made you say, no, this is the path I want to go? Yeah, it may be harder, but this is definitely the path I want to go down.
Yeah. So, everyone says kind of the criticism of taking the PWO route is not going, somewhere else where, you're going to play more and get an opportunity to do big things at that school. And I was kind of looking at either the Ivy League route or even one of the military academies, but I kind of knew deep down in my heart that if I didn't take a chance to go to Notre Dame, I would regret it for a very long time. And even just growing up as a diehard fan and, with the connection there, that's also something that just swayed me. I love Notre Dame. Like, it's always been a part of me, but, now it's going there. It's not that I'm obviously super excited to go, but kind of like I said earlier, I want to go there and compete every day, go to work every day to try and carve out a role where I can help the team win any way I can. So my goal is my goal is just to go there and impact winning. So yeah, whether that's, get in the rotation, get on the special teams, but, really go there and help any way I can, make everyone better.
Ryan, you got anything else for Henry?
Henry, we're just kind of looking at the background, man, and I was looking it up before the show even started today. And you had 12 offers, and obviously you're a guy that has taken the tough road, right? And so I guess my question is, how much does that fuel you, being a guy that has to earn what is given to him at this point, right? You're not a guy that's going to get the easy way into situations. You have to be that tough dude that earns his keep every single day. How much does that drive you?
It drives me a lot. And, going there, I'm definitely going to have a chip on my shoulder just because, I wasn't as highly recruited as a lot of the guys. But when we're all there, it's just about going out and playing football, which is all it is. So I think that's a good mentality to have. And when you're there, it's just compete, stay disciplined, physically develop, which, I've developed a little bit in high school and especially now around my senior year, but I still believe I have a long way to go as far as physical development. And I'm confident in my ability to play football with at the highest level.
And what's this day like for your family? Because obviously we know that you have the Notre Dame tie in the family and everything, but just from your parents' perspective, family in general, how excited are they that you get to experience this day?
Yeah, no, they were super excited and they're glad that they can continue, going back there and to be a part of the program and now be a part of the program in a different way, in a different sport too. So, it's a very special day. So it's good.
I want to ask this, Henry, because I want this to be about you, and obviously there's that connection with your dad, but I think this is kind of relevant to that. Was there any kind of did you ever feel any pressure? Whether it was, I don't think your dad would have ever put pressure on, but did you ever feel any pressure to maybe go to Notre Dame because of your dad, or to maybe not go to Notre Dame because of your dad? What was that dynamic like?
At one point, I kind of felt more. Not that I felt a ton of pressure, but I kind of felt it more when I was transitioning from basketball to football more than Notre Dame or another school. And even at first I was like, okay, so Notre Dame is on the table, but I need to be unbiased and see where the best fit is for me. And at the end of the day, I believe in the coaching staff there. Just following all the other guys, it's great to see how enthusiastic and bought in everyone is, and who doesn't want to be a part of that. So I'm really excited.
That's excellent. I love it. Well, Pat, we thank you, or Henry. Sorry, dude. I'm so sorry, Henry. I was going to get through it. Henry, thank you so much for joining us, man. We wish you all the best. Love seeing you rocking the Notre Dame gear. Had a chance to watch your film. I think Notre Dame fans have already known because, once they heard Garrity, oh, let me check this kid out. So I think a lot of Notre Dame fans kind of are a lot more aware of you and then what you bring to the table, man. But we are so happy to have you on. We're looking forward to seeing you here. Now, you'll be showing up in the summer, fall. When will
I'll be showing up in the summer.
Okay. Okay. So that'll be great. Well, we appreciate you, and WAPU Nation is big at Notre Dame, right? and including guys that play. We talked about this, like Michael Vincent. Nobody talks about him, but that dude was money this year as Notre Dame, and it eventually develops a scholarship. Matt Salerno, goes out and makes his money catch on the road against Ohio State. So we love what you guys bring to the table, and I can't wait to see you. Of course, they all ended up with scholarships, so I know that would be that would be like, hey,
that'd be awesome.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah,
means a lot.
Best of luck to you, Henry.
Congratulations, Henry.
See you guys.